It bears repeating that Gwendolyn Brooks is a poet of staggering grace and eloquence. Her poems demonstrate an incredible range very few writers have. She's able to capture the nuances of our daily affairs and experiences with a sophisticated empathy, and the following clip of her reading her timeless poem, When You Have Forgotten Sunday, the love story, exemplifies this to a T. There is an understated genius to her work that deserves far more recognition than she perhaps currently receives. I would argue that Brooks has far more in common with Emily Dickinson or Robert Frost than, say, one of her mentors such as Langston Hughes. Brooks even wrote a brief homage to Frost I've linked below. Certainly there's something shared between Hughes and Brooks, but critics of old were too quick to lump her in with such writers on the basis of race and themes alone, and the fact that Brooks's most popular poem, We Real Cool, very much echoes Langston Hughes' own work. Hughes is wonderful, but Brooks is an entirely different kind of poet, and the precision of her words and her phrasing provides ample evidence of that. Brooks's literary style is both observational and inquisitive, but also deceptively elegant in both the phrasing and word choices she makes. Again, her love poem, When You Have Forgotten Sunday, demonstrates this to an incredible degree. Take a listen to her reading this achingly beautiful poem.
And when you have forgotten the bright bedclothes on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and most especially when you have forgotten Sunday, when you have forgotten Sunday halves in bed, or me sitting on the front room radiator in the limping afternoon, looking off down the long street to nowhere, hugged by my plain old wrapper of no expectation and nothing I have to do, and I'm happy. Why? And if Monday never had to come, when you have forgotten that, I say, and how you swore if somebody beeped the bell, and how my heart played hopscotch if the telephone rang, and how we finally went into Sunday dinner. That is to say, went across the front room floor to the ink-spotted table in the southwest corner to Sunday dinner, which was always chicken and noodles, or chicken and rice and salad and rye bread and tea and chocolate chip cookies. I say, when you have forgotten that, when you have forgotten my little presentiment that the war would be over before they got to you, and how we finally undressed and whipped out the light and flowed into bed and lay loose-limbed for a moment in the weekend bright bedclothes, then gently folded into each other. When you have, I say, forgotten all that, then you may tell, then I may believe you have forgotten me well.
This is one of the most painfully brilliant poems on love and loss I've ever encountered. The whimsical tone belies a growing depth that becomes almost treacherous, and the reader risks drowning as the poem grows with immensity. She captures the slow erosion of falling out of love to near perfection, and it has a crescendo to it at the very end in a manner similar to James Joyce's short story, The Dead. The poem is just so very visceral, sensual, and heartbreaking. And like the best of poetry, its meaning is not direct but elliptical. You can't quite grasp it by hunting directly for it. It's like counting stars and constellations. You must find the meaning on the periphery, where so much truth tends to reside. Brooks first published When You Have Forgotten Sunday in 1945 as a part of her very first collection of poems entitled A Street in Bronzeville. Some 40 years later, she introduced the poem as a, quote, testimonial to the adolescence of her marriage, unquote. Perhaps as an autobiography, the poem offers both resignation and hope. On its own, however, it's one of the great testament to love's erosion and the fault lines that form upon our hearts as a result. Do you have a favorite love poem? What about a favorite poem by Gwendolyn Brooks? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.